Hello everyone, welcome to Career Mode. So it is then, of course, Melbourne, Australia for my very first race of this Career Mode series. Running Ultimate AI, all assists off, and completely standard setups as always. So let's jump straight into car choice then. I thought about running a few different teams, but I decided to go for the Manor. I decided to go for the long-term option. Hopefully that'll be more fun and certainly more rewarding when you hopefully get it to be a winning car later on. And also got a very competitive teammate. And of course, Pascal Wehrlein, he's rated pretty highly. I assume the game has also rated him pretty highly, so hopefully I should have some good competition with him. Quick look at the track map then. I don't mind the Melbourne circuit, but it's not one of my favourites, I'm being honest. So straight in then, this is the upgrade screen. I'm sure you've probably seen it either yourself or from other videos, but basically you can upgrade your car as you go along. You see on the right hand side there, the Manor is quite a long way behind. The orange bit of the Manor bar is the upgrades that I've applied. They won't be there till the next race, hence they're orange and they've got a timer on them. They won't be applied till the next race, but I've gone for all straight line speed because the Manor is very slow in a straight line. So I've gone for engine power and drag. And unfortunately, next race is Bahrain, so hopefully that should help me quite a lot in Bahrain. But for now, we've just got the completely standard car, so we're not expecting to be too far up the grid. So let's jump straight into quali then. I'll show you one quali lap, my best quali lap for every career mode video. I'll just show you whatever my best quali lap was. So this happens to be the very last quali lap I did. I've been building up to it. So I'm currently 20 seconds, so currently at the very back of the grid. My teammate Pascal Wehrlein is just ahead of me by about a tenth and a bit, so need to try and see if I can improve. Breaking just for the 100 meter on the left hand side there, nailing your apex. Get hard on the throttle as early as you can. I'm actually full throttle all through that second turn, just about. Get the DRS open as soon as you hit the line. Up through the gears then, braking just as you get to the 100 meter on the left hand side there, right down to second gear. I actually braked a little bit too early because I was able to take too much curb on the inside there. Keeping in fourth, just lightly press the throttle through that last corner, already nearly 2 tenths up. Just a tiny lift on entry for that corner just to get a nice line through there, and now I'm over 2 tenths up as we come to the end of the first sector. And nailing the curve down to third gear, and hard on the throttle, use a bit of curve up through the gears once again. Through this very fast, flat out right hander, braking just as you get to 100 meter ball on the left hand side there, right down to second gear. Actually clock the curb slightly there, which is not what you want to be doing. You want to try and avoid that one. But I'm still carrying some good speed there now, 2.5 tenths up my best end, so it's looking good to be able to beat Wehrlein. But he is right behind me on the minimap, so he might well improve. Down a couple of gears, and down 3 gears, in fact, down to 5th gear. Try and nail the curbs here as best you can. Take as much speed as you can, thread it through. Try not to cut and extend the corner, of course, though. We're now just over 3 tenths up, so we are getting time with every single corner that goes by. Get down to 3rd gear, nail the curb once again. A bit of oversteer on the exit there, but not too bad. Down to 5th gear, you want to be down to 4th ideally to get best rotation in the car. Right down to 2nd gear for the penultimate corner. Just try and, it's all about setting up the final corner here, hard on the throttle here, so we can hopefully guide it nicely through the final corner. Look at them double to the top right and messed up this final corner on my previous lap. So it meant I gained, well over a tenth on the exit of that corner then. So we're over half a second up my previous in the end. And that puts us P19 on the grid then. So not only have we taken Pascal Wehrlein, we've also taken a couple of other cars. Let's have a look at the results here. So I guess we've managed to take both Saubers and Wehrlein. And actually look how tight that was. We only beat Wehrlein by about a tenth and a half, so he did improve on his final lap. But it was enough, and also that gave us 2 cars between us, amazing. And Gillon Palmer is just ahead, about a tenth or so away from us. So, well, I'll certainly take that P19 on the grid from our very first race in the Manor with a perfectly standard car. Of course, we'll upgrade that in the future. Strategy-wise then, we're going to start on super softs and go to softs. I figured I want to make as many positions as possible on the start, because I don't think I'm going to have the pace, but hopefully I better make a few positions as they're all bunched up on the start. Pitting around about lap 6 to run to the end on the soft tyres. So here we are then on the grid, starting P18. That's as I thought we were 19th anyway. 5 lights then, clutch in, clutch out, and we're away then straight away. Very poor start by Kevin Magnussen up ahead. Managed to squeeze between him and the pit wall there, just about managed to get through that gap. So that's already gained us a position then. So now we are P17, breaking up the inside. Oh, but almost avoiding action there. We actually managed to cut the corner there. Lots of contact ahead with Verstappen and Rosberg. Yellow flag having to back out of it slightly, but now straight back on the power. Who's that right past? Carlos Sainz right, so you can see under our rear wing. That's how close he is. We have a little look at the inside of Verstappen, outbraking him massively. Couldn't get alongside Rosberg, but a little bit of oversteer there. The rear's locked slightly, but Verstappen is still up our inside then. Going to try and squeeze in, run a little bit wide, but get away with that. And managed to make the move done. Make the move stick rather, and up to P12 then. So let's have a look at replay of the start in slow-mo. So you see how I break at my normal point, I'll break them more than I expect, have to take a void and action on Hulkenberg, then try and get back to the race line, then Button's in the way, have to take a void shot, try and get back to the apex, but then he's still just going straight, so he's completely in the way. I have to take to the runoff area there. I didn't really intend to do that, was perhaps a little bit over aggressive on the braking, the braking there, but Almost get a penalty, but then the yellow flag seems to disallow that penalty, so I get away with it. But, well, a little bit fortunate there, perhaps a bit over-aggressive on the start. I'll learn for that one for the next one. A little bit deep there. So up to P12 anyway. It looks like, look at the mini-map, all these cars are very bunched up, which implies there's either a slow car at the head of the pack, or perhaps even a damaged car at the head of the pack. Who is it? It's a Williams, actually. So either they've been battling, or perhaps they might have some front wing damage or something, but I'm going to try and see if I can capitalise. And let's go to Rich already then, because Red Bull is so close behind me. And you'll see now why I've upgraded the power and the drag on the Manor, because it is really slow in a straight line. You do really struggle, even though this is a track that isn't particularly about straight line speed. So Red Bull's still all over us. We're still on Rich, going back to standard now. Even the Red Bull is one of the slowest cars on a straight line. We're still having to defend against him with Rich fixtures. So not defending too much though, so it hasn't cost us too much time. We're still reasonably close to Rosberg up ahead, just trying to see if we can somehow get close enough to pull an overtake on him. And of course, get some slipstream, which is very important in not only catching him, but also defending to Verstappen behind. And well, we're now pretty much joining this train, and we get a nice lot of slipstream from the car ahead. Unfortunately, it is Rosberg though, because he will be so quick in the corners and in the straight, nailing the curb nicely there. Bit of debris there, trying to avoid that. And it tells me that the car behind has front wing damage. I'm not sure if he got that on the curb or what. I'm not too sure what happened to him there. But I'll certainly take that. Hopefully that means he won't be quite so close to me. And really just trying to stick as close as I can to Rosberg. A little bit of oversteer on the exit there. Almost flat, just the tiniest lift through that last corner. And really just trying to stick as close as I can, out braking in there as well, nailing the curb. Can we get a good exit? The next braking point is a good braking zone. And I go to Rich mixture as well, and he's still pulling away though. Unfortunately, straight line, we're going to try and dunk the inside. Are we? Yes, we are. Very late on the brakes. Bit of a dive bomb, really. He gives us the room though, and we make the move stick. And that was perhaps again a bit over aggressive, but getting a little bit desperate in this Manor car just to try and make up the positions. I know it hasn't got the speed, so having to be really aggressive in the overtakes, but it was clean. Didn't touch him. He did give me the room. And just 9/10 to Kvyat ahead now then, so looks like they're still getting held up by, I'm not too sure who it is at the head of these three cars. But they are now side by side, which means it can be very slow. It looks like it's a Haas Perez, a Haas and a Toro Rosso in Daniel Kvyat. And they're still side by side. It's Gutierrez, but look at it, they're still side by side, amazing. And this is going to be slowing them down quite a bit, which is going to help us no end. And come on, the final corner, just need to stick nice and close so we can get nice lots of slipstream. We've had a better exit than Kvyat, even going to Rich to now get nice lots of slipstream. And you'll see here, even this close in slipstream, just not able to make any ground on him at all. We're going to try and outbrake him here though into the first turn. Brake a little bit later than him, nail the apex, gives us plenty of room, and that's it, move done. Then up to P10, we're now in a points paying position in our very first race in the Manor then. And we've got a couple of cars here. Will we have a look at the inside of these? We'll go into Rich, now back to standard, going to right look at the inside. Wow, managed to break out Perez as well. But I was a bit deep that time. We're leaving the room on the outside. He's going to be up inside for the next corner, then going to try and squeeze him, stay on the track this time, and get the move done. Then we're now up to P8 in the Manor. Well, when we look at the gap ahead, we're not going to be able to get any further up than that. But if we can defend, I tell you what, points in our first race in the Manor would be quite some achievement, considering it's certainly the slowest car on the grid. So, well, that would be an achievement. But just for now, we've got to concentrate on defending against Perez behind. He is very quick with the Mercedes engine as well. And that move against him was a little bit too aggressive. Again, I will need to tone that down in the next race. It was a bit of a dive bomb, really, wasn't it? You have to dive out of the way to avoid contact. I'll try and tone that down, but he's gone around our outside, left us way too much room, which I think is a bit of contact behind them, and that means Gutierrez has managed to take him back, which is certainly better. Gutierrez's car is, pace-wise, is a lot more similar to ours than the Force India's is, and he managed to outbrake me massively on the outside there. The AI must brake so late round the outside, into that corner rather. But still in our position for now, P8. We're on the same tyres, the same strategy, so in theory we should pit about the same time as them. And we might actually even be able to hold the position if we can keep this defensive move up. Because we've now, once we get to see, they don't really follow the slipstream too much. And looks like now we've gone to a whole lap of keeping them behind us. So if we can keep this up, I tell you what, look at on the top left there, the green 21, that's my target. I'm supposed to finish 21st. The idea of that is we've got the slowest car, just beat your teammate, that's the idea. But to be 8th, that's, well, like I said, this is going to take some serious defensive work towards the end of the race. And we have now gone an entire lap with staying ahead of the AI. So we skip ahead then to lap 6, which is our scheduled pit lap. And we have managed to stay ahead on P7 because I think someone's pitted ahead. But just a tenth ahead of Gutierrez ahead then. So we pretty much did the same thing in the laps we missed there. Just the same old thing, just defending. When they did get alongside like they're probably about to do now, they give you too much room, lose too much time. That's exactly what they've done. And That's just what kept happening over the previous lap. Able to just about keep the position. 10 seconds to Romain Grosjean ahead then. And tyres are pretty worn. You see on the right side there, almost 50%. We're going to come to the pits now, take a nice sweeping arc into the pit lane. We need to make sure we get down to the pit lane. We don't want to get a penalty. Don't want to get slowed down. Lock at the wheels though. And oh no, we've actually got a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Well, that's certainly put pay to any possible chances of points, unfortunately. Well, that's bitterly disappointing, isn't it? And we're actually still ahead of Nico Rosberg, who was behind us there. He still is behind us in the pits there. So that would have been a great chance at points. But it's our teammate now coming up on the outside of us as we exit the pit lane. And we can only hope that he hasn't pitted yet. He's taken a corner cut there. And he is quite close behind us. He is on soft tyres, so I assume that's the tyres he started on, so he's not pitted yet. So his tyres will be very worn, as will be brand new, so we should be able to pull away from him. But if I'm being honest with you, just bitter disappointment at this moment in time. I'm pushing a little bit just to try and stay ahead of my teammate, because at this moment I don't know what he's doing strategy-wise, but just from the highs of being potentially in the points for the Manor to getting a completely needless drive-through penalty. I can tell you, I did rehearse the pit entry. I did rehearse my braking points. I had to brake just as the fence appeared on the right-hand side. I can even tell you it now. But just watching the video back, for some reason, I just braked quite a lot later than that. I knew I could brake a little bit after the fence, but I seemed to brake quite a bit after the fence, plus the worn tyres when you add that into the mix. Just meant that I was something like, I think I was about 10 or 20 miles an hour over the pit limit, so not even near to it. So really disappointing, really schoolboy error there. So I need to make sure that I do not do that next time, just leave some real leeway for the pit entry next time. Drive-through penalty is perhaps a little bit harsh for that, just for being a few miles an hour over, but never mind, it is what it is. I'm not going to restart lots of people into the pits. I would be overtaking them if I'm going to have to take my drive-through. I'm going to come and take it straight away, not going to mess about, just so we know where we are on the track. Maybe I'll brake just as we get to the fence. I managed to slow that one down nice and early. See, that's what I need to do. I think it's probably the worn tyres, to be honest, that caught me out mainly. I've just really tried to push it and just brake just too late with the worn tyres. So, hasn't worked, but never mind. Coming through the pits, and it looks like actually we might stay P17. Like I said, my target is P21. And yeah, well, there's no cars at all on the mini-map coming down the pit straight, so we are going to stay P17 then. And hopefully we'll be able to pull that one off. We've got Kevin Palmer. We've got Julian Palmer up ahead. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that for some reason I've started calling everyone Kevin. I'm not too sure why. But we skip ahead now then to the penultimate lap. I can tell you that my teammate did pit for a set of super softs, and he started about 7 seconds back from me. He has been closing me down ever since, about 3 seconds now. So I did disengage from this race slightly, in that I just wasn't really concentrating too much, just with the disappointment. And also there's no cars to attack ahead. It's just been driving on my own since, just trying to keep the gap to my teammate, and that's not fun. That's not what I want to be doing. So having to try and re-engage with this race now to try and keep the gap to my teammate. 3.5 seconds then at the last count. See an update there, so it was still 3.5 seconds. So we've got 2 laps left to go. His tyres will now be fairly worn as well, but probably still not quite as worn as mine. But he is on the super soft tyres, so should still be faster than me. But I really want to keep the gap to my teammate here. I don't want to be letting him get the better of me. And look at the gap ahead. There's just no cars ahead, which is, you can tell why I've become disconnected from this race. I lost concentration. There's just no cars at all on the minimap. We'll see a few now, and well, that's the next nearest car. Look, that's a long way ahead. And that's Julian Palmer. So even the Renault, who we've got, well, not a better car then, but they've got the probably joint worst car with us. Well, we've got the worst car, but I think they've got the next worst, have they? Or is it Sauber? No, I think it's Sauber then them. Not too sure. I can't remember the graphic from the beginning of this video. And I will be showing that graphic at the beginning of every video. And just, you see me struggling with tyre wear. Now, a bit of oversteering, and just oversteer into understeer. It's the worst nightmare, really. Coming to the final lap now. What is the gap? 2.8 seconds. It's now 2.1 seconds. He gained 7 tenths on me in that final lap. He's gained 1.4 seconds on me, so I should theoretically still be able to stay ahead of him, but it is going to be a little bit tight to the end of this race. We have now got over 50% wear on one of the rear tyres. You can tell it's a clockwise circuit because the right-hand tyres are so much more worn than the left, and the left-hand tyres are so much more worn than the right-hand tyres. And you can see just picking up lots and lots of oversteer. Lewis Hamilton's already crossed the line to take the win, and that's our goal. I'm hoping into Season 3 I'll be able to have a car competitive enough to challenge for the title. Perhaps towards the end of Season 2 I might be going for race wins. That is hopeful, but I am working really hard. I haven't actually mentioned But again, I'm sure you know, but that table I showed you with the upgrades, you earn points to get that in practices mainly. You earn them from exceeding your target and also gaining positions in the race. Exceeding target and quali, gaining positions in the race, and also doing some research and development things like quali sims and tyre wear sims in practice, which I'm working pretty hard at. I'm not going to bother showing you in the video because they're just not particularly fun to watch, but know that I am working very hard at them. I did get all perfect scores in practice for this race, just trying to get as many points as I can to get as many upgrades as I can. But anyway, it looks like Verline is going to get close, but not close enough behind. As we come to the penultimate corner now, you see me just really struggling for tyre wear. These tyres are not happy, are they? Just got the dash up on the right side there just so I can see the fuel. Make sure I'm not going to run out. But I think I actually did run out at the end there for some reason. Just the engine just seemed to struggle a little bit, so I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, we managed to some sparks fly out of nowhere. I'm not sure where they came from, but there we go then. P15 ahead of our teammate Pascal Verline. Well, we actually for some reason showed a penalty. We're already, what's that, 8/10 ahead of our teammate in the end. And I can tell you, I'm not sure why it's saying I haven't got an additional penalty because we only just finished ahead of our teammate. So that seems to be a bit of a glitch. That's probably because I got a penalty, but it's showing as an additional 4-second penalty, which isn't right. And I can tell you I've worked it out. I was ahead of Rosberg, he finished 7th, but he was in a Mercedes, wouldn't have beaten him. But I might have been somewhere near Perez around that group, but there's a bit of a gap then back to Carlos Sainz in P11, so I probably would have got P11. If not, I might have been able to sneak a point with some good defending. Disappointing stuff, but hopefully we'll be able to do better in the next race, and I thank you for watching.